Doing? It is Seiji Hito, and it is currently 4:44 p.m. Wednesday, October 18th, 2023. So I got a few stories to go over with you guys. So this is the first one: Texas megachurch pastor to pay 2.4 million after allegedly giving a woman herpes. So the article goes as stated. Reverend Ralph West II, the son of Reverend Ralph West, found and senior pastor of the Church Without Walls in Houston, Texas, no pun intended, who most recently led the Eldridge campus of his father's megachurch, has been ordered to pay 2.45 million to a woman he knowingly infected with herpes after a jury in Harris County found him liable. After a 3-day trial, the jury unanimously found West II liable only after 6 hours of deliberation for battery, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and fraudulent concealment of his herpes infection from his unidentified victim, who he met on Facebook and then had unprotected sex with in 2018. The 2.45 million verdict includes 1.45 million in compensatory damages and 1 million in exemplary/punitive damages. The amount is stated to be the largest award ever made for a case like this in Texas. Quote, "We truly hope that this verdict sends a strong message to people throughout Texas and the United States who are infected with sexually transmitted diseases that they must disclose having the disease before engaging in sexual intercourse with any others. It is also important for those who have suffered harm after being infected due to another's negligence or intentional conduct to know that they have a legal remedy. It isn't clear as of Monday whether or not Reverend Ralph West II, who has worked for more than 20 years as a preacher, remains on the staff at the church. The Church Without Walls staff online page is currently not displaying any results, and officials did not immediately respond for comment. 4 days ago, Reverend Ralph West II was presented in a promotional video for the megachurch's Men's Fellowship. In his statement, he stated that, quote, Murphy noted that the verdict has not only been the largest award ever made in Texas to the victim of genital herpes infections in Texas, but it was also larger than any award ever made in California or in Washington. Also, I suspect that there are many more who don't know that in every state in the United States it is unlawful for a person who knows they have a sexually transmitted disease to communicate the disease to another person through sexual contact or even have sexual contact with another person unless they have informed their partner that they are infected with a sexually transmitted disease. In fact, it is considered fraud to knowingly endanger another person in this way, which exposes the person who transmits the STD to potential civil liability for substantial monetary damages, right? Now, I want to state this, and I have been advocating for this for quite some time whenever I happen to cover stories dealing with STDs and people catching STDs. I've always stated that number one, people should always use protection. People should always take the time to get to know each other, feel each other out. And also, if you plan on having any type of sexual intercourse with another individual, y'all both should go out there and go get an STD test. Now, if the other person, if you state to a person, hey, I want to go, make sure that everything is safe before, we do what we're about to do. So, we want to go out to, in Michigan, I think what we had, like Herman Kiefer or whatnot, can go out to, whatever facility that, we need to go do this. If the other person is basically hesitant or scared, or they're giving you the whole thing of like, I know I'm clean, I don't need to go take no test. Yeah, maybe that's the person that you shouldn't be going out there and, committing this act with. Because very easily, anybody out here could sit up there and say that they're clean. And as I've gone over in quite a few videos, there are a lot of STDs that people can have that don't necessarily show physically. Like internally, stuff is there. But when it comes to the external, when somebody is to look at, either your face or genitals, you might not happen to see anything at all, right? And this is especially when it deals with men. In a lot of cases, there's not going to be any type of red flags or any type of signs, right? Everything will look normal, but on the receiving end is going to end up inevitably being a whole different story. And when you just so happen to, oh, you said they tore Herman Kiefer down? Ah, didn't even know that. Shout out to Prince and War in the building. Hey, Pink, what is up? What is up? And when it comes to women, when they are on the receiving end, 9 times out of 10, women are going to have symptoms. They're going to have physical signs that this is pretty much happening. And again, like I said before, yeah, the pastor was 100% dirty for what it is that he did. It should have never have happened. He more than likely knew that he had herpes, but he still decided to do what it is that he wanted to sit up there and do. But I'm not going to absolve that woman for laying down with this man. She decided, along with him, to lay down as two adults and have unprotected sex. Now, again, like I said before, due to the fact that this man is a man of the church, I guess she was like, well, he's the right hand of God. He's the pastor, all this other type of stuff. So he got to be clean, all this other type of stuff. Obviously not. So hopefully people will stop living within some type of fallacy and believing that just because somebody is of God or, talking about God, that they are the cleanest people directly out here. Nah, they dirty too. And in more ways than one. And she found that out. Like I said, I'm not looking at anybody being a victim. Everybody contributed to exactly what took place. If she would have decided at any point in time to slow things down and be like, yo, let's go, get a checkup. Let's do this. Let's do that, to make sure everything good, it would have been good. Remember, she met this dude off of Facebook. She didn't know this dude from Adam, but yet she decided to lay down with him and have unprotected relations. Again, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. And this is the other thing that I stated before. A lot of women will pay attention to the fact that you got guys out here that have a name, right? So he has a brand, right? He's a part of a mega church. So he has the whole flock. I think they said about 24,000 people or whatever it is that, come directly to that church or that he preaches to. So he had his pick of the litter. Right. And he opted to go for somebody directly on Facebook. Not sure if she was directly a part of the church or not, but he decided to, pick her. More than likely, she found out with a little bit of research, like what most women do. She found out exactly what it is that he's about and what it is that he does and what his name is linked to. And she more than likely was attracted to that power, to that status, to that attention. And because of all of that, she decided to lay down raw directly with this dude. And that's ridiculous. Like I said, she is at fault just as much as he is directly at fault. Like I said before, I'm not looking at no victims directly in here. Yeah, she sat up there. She won that battle. She got her 2.4 mil. She got that, right? Deserved. No problem. But now you got a whole war to sit up there and face. So on top of the fact that, you slept with this dude unprotected, you won all of this money. Now you gotta go through life living differently. You can't be going through here jumping from guy to guy to guy to guy to guy, and you know that you got herpes. Now you got to sit up there and move different on every single first date that you have. Somewhere within that date, you got to let that dude know that, yo, I got this. Are you okay with that? Because again, like I said before, I'm at the point in time where there needs to be a registry. Like how we got a registry for everything else, there needs to be a registry for the people that have specifically gone out here and infected other people with STDs on purpose. AIDS, HIV, herpes, chlamydia, whatever it is. There needs to be a registry for these people who go out there and maliciously do this to other individuals. And this pastor needs to be the main number one person directly up there, aka the man of God. And y'all wonder why it is that I talk about the church and religion so much? And why I have a problem with the church and religion and people following certain things. This is why. Because a lot of the people that y'all follow are corrupt. But lo and behold, because this dude is a part of a mega church, his father is also a pastor as well. All he has to do is come to the people to the flock and be like, you know what? I am naked in front of you, and I stand before you as a humble servant of God and admitting my wrongdoing. And I've not only done wrong against another person, but also against God, against myself, and against this church. And I ask humbly, as a man standing here naked in front of you with his truth, to forgive me for my transgressions, for what I have done as a man of the flesh, begging and looking for the flesh. I moved wrong, and I will decide that, as I keep moving forward, that I'm going to be better than I was yesterday. And that I will make this promise to you and the delegation that I will never make this transgression ever again. And I will hope that somewhere within your hearts that you guys will find acceptance and forgiveness for what it is that I've done. And you will continue to allow me to be able to preach the word of God directly to you as a humble servant. Right? That's all he has to do. That's all he has to do. Because we done seen it time and time again. You got pastors directly out here having sex and having affairs with women in the church. Some of these women are married. Some of these women are, engaged. Some of them got boyfriends. And yet, two adults decided that they want to sit up there and do what it is that they do. Some of these pastors, they got families of their own. They engage themselves. They got white picket fences, mansions, whole 9 yards. But yet they still decide to do a lot of this stuff. Adultery. They want to, what is the correct word? Covet over somebody else's wife. Right? I could swear we're not supposed to do that. Right? But yet this is what they do. Right? They talk about the whole thing. We're not supposed to gamble and, drinking and eating right and treating your body this way and not being so attached to the flesh and not being so much of this world. But the more and more and more you start to listen to these preachers and the more and more you start to actually stare at them and you sit down and you critically think, you find out that all of them are pretty much scammers. All of them are pretty much scammers. Abdullah says she wanted to get pregnant so child support will cut the check. Well, she didn't get that child. I'll tell you that. She got something else though, and it's going to be forever. It's going to be the gift that keeps on giving every single month. Let me tell you. So not only does she has to worry about a period, but she got to worry about those flare-ups every single month. There you go. There you go. You wanted to be close to God. You wanted to find some type of way to get there. I guess you on that road. It might be the wrong road, but I guess you on that road. Right? But again, you can't tell people nothing. And I'm going to, it might sound a little bit insensitive, but I'm just going to be real. Remember when a lot of women said, my body, my choice. So a lot of women physically stated to everybody out there, I can do whatever it is that I want to do with my body. So that means as a woman, she don't have to go out here and go get an STD or STI check to do a checkup to make sure that she's all right or to make sure that her partner's all right. That means that she don't have to sit up there and use protection. That means that she can sit up there and go out there and sleep with however many men that she wants to sleep with unprotected and not worry about nothing because my body, my choice. So again, like I said before, a lot of the stuff that women happen to say, it sounds completely nice, but then once you actually start to apply it to real situations, people realize and understand how stupid that sounds, how idiotic that sounds. Like I said, she did my body, my choice. So I can't claim that she's a victim. She won the case because yes, he was wrong, but I'm not going to sit up there and 100% call her a victim because she was just as much of a part of the situation as the pastor because they both slept with each other unprotected, not knowing what the other person had. And here you go. Here you go. Right? So let's go to another story because this is going to be an STD type of live stream. That's why I titled it Protect Yourself. So we got a few stories directly up here, right? So the next story that we got up here is this one. He gave 13 women STDs by peeing in a water bottle. Right? Let me see. That's the let me just get the story real quick for y'all. Hold on, give me 1 second because I thought I had it directly up here. 1 second. Let me see. Okay, I gotta go back and actually pick it up real quick. Hold on, give me a second. Oh wait, or is that the story directly up here? Let me see. That block update keeps showing up. There we go. So, 13 Texas women filed a lawsuit after allegedly contracting an STD from a janitor who peed in a water bottle, right? 13 women have filed lawsuits against multiple companies after they say that they contracted an incurable sexually transmitted disease from a janitor who placed his genitals on water bottles and peed in them. The nightmare janitor, identified as Lucio Diaz, age 50, was arrested in October after he was caught on camera rubbing his genitals on a water bottle on a woman's desk at the office building in East Houston. Right? Police also stated Diaz, who was infected with herpes simplex 1, was charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. The 14 women who worked in the building have all tested positive for the disease, and that is according to a news release. They are alleging that the companies permitted and disregarded the janitor's disturbing behavior. An investigation into Diaz started when a female employee noticed sour-tasting water from a 5-gallon water dispensary in late August. The water dispenser was placed in a common area of the practice and was used by staff and others. The women stopped drinking the water from the dispenser and brought a personal water bottle to use. In late September, the woman left her water bottle, which was half filled with water on her desk. When she drank the water from over the next day or so, she noticed that the water had a bad taste and smell. She threw away the water bottle and purchased a new one. Police state one day she noticed a yellow colored liquid inside her new water bottle. Another co-worker said that they had a similar experience. Believing that it was urine, the women had the liquid tested and the results confirmed it was urine. The woman purchased a security camera and attached it to her computer. She told police that the footage showed that the janitor, identified as Diaz, placed his genitals on the inside of her bottle and urinated in it. He repeated this act twice over the next few days. Lawyers state that the woman gave the building's manager a copy of the video and told them that she was going to notify the tenants. In response, management asked her not to do it, and then also assured her that they would handle the situation and notify the other tenants. However, no such notification was given, and later that evening, the women's hidden camera captured Diaz doing the exact same thing again. Also, to add that the other tenants were not notified up until October 3rd. The women are suing the owner of the building's management company, the maintenance company, and the cleaning company that hired Diaz. So, again, this is a STD-packed, live stream because I'm trying to just give people some type of general awareness. Because the main thing that I've told people before is that if you go to a workplace, never leave a lunch pail. If you have a lunch pail, make sure it's locked. Make sure it has a lock or what have it on there. Never put stuff into a common area refrigerator because you do have people that come in and clean the refrigerator, whatnot, whatever. Or try not to leave it overnight because you never know what somebody might be doing. Like a case in point, Diaz. He decided that he wanted to put his STD written genitals all over these 14 women's water bottles or whatever it is that they wanted to drink, and he transmitted this disease directly to them. And as you could clearly see looking at his face, he has not a care in the world. He does not care. Like I said, a lot of these people need to be put directly in prison. 100% people need to be put directly in prison when they decide to use their body as a weapon against other people. That's ridiculous. That is completely 1000% disgusting. And like I said, now in this story right here, these women are victims. This dude, these women didn't know him from a can of paint. They were coming to their job every single day. Him being a janitor took the liberty that he had with the little bit of power that he was given, and he decided to start, you know, throwing his own water within their water and rubbing his genitals all over every which way of all of their stuff. Like I said, this is crazy. This is 100% crazy. It has nothing to do with somebody being off of their meds or a psych issue or whatnot or whatever. Like I said, you just have some people that are just like this. It has nothing to do with being crazy. You just got some very nasty and disgusting people directly out there. Diaz is one of those people. At no point in time, you being an affected person and knowing that you're an affected person, should you be out here wanting to do this. But like I said, I can't be too shocked because I did cover a video back in 2020 when people wanted to start licking on ice cream, licking on toilet seats. People wanted to go to Walmart and start cracking open drinks and drinking out of several drinks and mixing them up. Like I said, you got some very nasty, disturbing people out here. And again, this is when there needs to be a list of these people that decide to do these things, because this stuff is not funny. Don't nobody know what you got. I don't even care if you don't got nothing. You still shouldn't be putting your lips, your dirty ass mouth directly on something else. Like, yo, that's crazy. That's 100% crazy, and that's disgusting. Like I said, start making. We need a public profile for all of these people, and also these people need to be getting thrown in prison. Throw them in prison. 100%. Never to see the light of day ever again. You want to sit up there and infect people? There you go. You all in prison now. Let's see how that works out. Let's see if you're going to be sitting up there licking on people's food. Put the ass in prison. Let's see if he's going to be sitting up here trying to put his nuts directly on somebody's toast, on somebody's cornbread. Let's see if that's going to sit up there and happen. I bet you it's not. Like I said, put these people directly in prison. Put them in prison. That is ridiculous. That is 100% ridiculous. Gail said, isn't he the divestors' second in line savior? Aren't these? I wasn't even trying to go there. I wasn't even trying to do that, Gail. I was letting stuff be. I was not even trying to. I was just giving a general warning. That's all I was doing, Gail. I was being a friendly person. Your friendly neighborhood black guy. That's it. That's all I was trying to sit up there and do, Gail. Gail tried to sit up there and start wars. I wasn't even trying to do that today, Gail. I was just on a mission to, help save lives. That's it. Gail said, I wouldn't eat or drink anything left at work overnight. Hell, I wouldn't even indulge in a potluck. Yeah, that's facts. Yeah, potluck? Nah. Nope. Now we're going to go into the next story. And this one is quite a doozy. Now, I technically, I want to say something ahead of time because I have a unique issue because I really feel that a lot of times when stuff happens, people will lie to a certain extent in order to save face. So the reason I say that is because of the woman that you see here, right? I titled this, her stepdad is her number one fan. And the reason why I say that is because if you know some of the content that I've covered OF creators, right? When it deals with women. And let me just get into the story, right? So it goes as listed. An Australian model discovers her stepfather was her top subscriber on OnlyFans. Tyler Madison from Newcastle was stunned, as her mother was, to learn that her stepdad was buying up her content. Quote, I had a subscriber who was purchasing all of my content since 2 or 4 weeks into me having my account. He had a very specific username that was not automatically generated one. We would talk every single day, and he made specific requests almost every day too. She also explained that after some digging, she was able to connect the username with someone who had viewed her TikTok account. Quote, I was left with 6 numbers and my stepdad was one of them. I went with my gut and I messaged him online stating that I knew who he was. She then stated that her stepdad denied it, so she threatened to tell her mom. Quote, within 2 minutes, I got a text message from my stepdad saying, hey, Ty, can we talk? Madison reveals that one of her stepfather's kinks used to be requesting that she would go into changing rooms and bathrooms at the store where she worked and send him photos and videos of her underwear she was wearing. Quote, I would go to the gym in the morning before work and he would like to see my underwear and that I was wearing to the gym as well. Whenever I was filming solo videos, which I would film at my mom's house where he lived, he would request that I film them in my bedroom and on the bed or the floor rather than in the bathroom. I thought that this was very strange at the time, but now it makes sense as he could easily access my bedroom / all of my underwear all the time. The model admitted that she felt embarrassed and betrayed and questioned if she should stop selling content. We're going to get into that part in a minute. Quote, I felt so devastated for my mom, and I honestly was scared to go out and about in Newcastle for a few days. I was scared I was going to see him around. She also stated that her mom was very strong upon hearing the news and knew immediately that she would not continue the marriage with him. Madison, now listen to this. Remember how she stated earlier, was like, I'm not sure because of, everything that my stepdad was doing. And note, she's 25. Everything my stepdad was doing, I'm not sure if I really want to continue this. This is the major thing. Madison is now among the top creators on the platform, thanks to her nearly 600,000 that she made selling, get this, a stepdad bundle on her OnlyFans page, which features all the content he requested from her. As for her mom, she kicked out Madison's stepdad and is in the process of divorcing him. So I just want y'all to understand this, right? I don't know how long the dude was the stepfather. Don't know how long that he was there. I'm not making excuses for anything, but I want y'all to pay attention, right? So the stepfather is married to the 25-year-old's mother, and everybody is pretty much, I guess, living in the same house at a point in time, right? So somehow, some way, he found out, which I'm still trying to, which begs the question: how did he find out that she had an OnlyFans? That's what I'm really trying to figure out. How did he know? How did he specifically know that you, out of all people on that site, you had an OnlyFans? Like I said, that was never answered in the article. This is why I tell people you got to think critically sometimes, right? So then she stated that this person would sit up there and he bought up all of her content, right? She was like, oh, that's highly suspicious. So you mean to tell me all of the guys that are on your OnlyFans, you never found them suspicious? They go through and they like your pictures, they like your videos, they subscribe to whatever money amounts directly up there, even to the highest amounts, right? Didn't find none of that suspicious, right? You got more than likely guys up there that you talk to or they make requests also, and they also buy your content. Didn't find none of that suspicious. None of it. But magically, this one person, you really thought it was just like something, it was a gut feeling. It was like, yo, I just know this is more than likely my stepdad. I can't put my finger on it. I really don't know if it's for certain. I'm not 100% certain, but I know that this is my stepdad. And then she still continues on making content, filling in the request, knowing somewhere in there that she has an inkling that this is her stepfather. Like I said, I need people to pay attention. And then later on, once she finally decides to do her Bruce Wayne detective work, she confronts him online, not face to face, but online. And then she's like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to continue doing, woe is me, I'm the victim. I don't know if I'm going to continue doing this OnlyFans content. All to find out that she's within the top 2% of women on OnlyFans making $600K. And then it gets even better because she decided to sit up there and make a step dad type of video arrangement on her OnlyFans. So again, who's the victim here? Who's the sick person here? I'm just trying to, because this is, and this is where, like I said, it took me a minute to get this live stream going, because some of these stories I actually had to start digging through social media to find certain things, right? So I went through her social media, right? And I found a few things directly up there, so we can see this. I had to blur out, the name and everything. So this is a couple of days. Let me see. Hold on. Let me go down a little bit. Let me give y'all the September, right? So we got September 24th, right? Wait. Let me go back real quick. Hold on. Let me just make sure. Yeah. So we're gonna go there. Yeah. September 24th, right? Stepdad Roleplay Part 1 and 2 on my page. These and 18 others when you subscribe, right? October 2nd. Where is it going, right? Hope you had a good long weekend, right? October 3rd. When is daddy home, right? October 5th. Come in. This was when she had like two, it was her and another woman in the picture, right? It said, come and watch us, blank and blank. This made my boyfriend, blank. So as he filmed it, right? So again, I'm trying to get y'all to understand that, yeah, she does have a boyfriend, but she uses different names, right? So you have the fetish side of things where she's playing into the whole stepdad and stepdaughter type of thing, even though she's stating in real life her stepdad was actually buying and looking at her content. But yet you're playing directly into this thing because you know that there are guys out there that are actually interested in this type of deal, right? So then let's go to the next one that she had directly up there, October 5th, right? She said, I love blank after leaving lots of blank behind on you, right? October 12th, want to watch us, right? Kiss and strip, right? And again, using the terminology daddy, right? Just for one of 19 when you sign up, right? For the OF. October 12th, I caught my stepdad scrolling on my OnlyFans feed. What better than the real thing? So again, who's really the victim here? Because she's profiting off of all of this, right? But yet when you listen to the article and everything that she stated, she made it seem as though it was like, oh my God, I'm just completely disgusted. Like I don't know what I'm going to be able to do with myself. My stepdad was, looking at my OnlyFans. He was buying all of my content. He was asking me to make content, and we're all in the same house. Oh my God, what forever will I do? I must have to stop making these OnlyFans. But yet you're in the top 2 percentile making 600K. You're not about to stop shit. You're not about to do a damn thing. The only thing that this did is make a whole bunch of dudes that might not have been aware of you. Now they're flocking to find out where your OnlyFans is. Now they're flocking to go see some of that content. Now they're flocking to go subscribe. Like I said, you can't believe what it is that a lot of women are specifically out here saying. A lot of women will try to portray themselves as the victim in order to get financial gain. This is a clear cut one of those stories. She really tried to portray herself as the victim. The article really tried to portray her as the victim. Ain't no victims here. Ain't no victims here. Like I said, they said that the mother is working on the divorce instead of the divorce being like final, instead of him being directly out the house or whatnot or whatever. Like I said, I still want to. I'm still. My main question is, how did he know that you had an OnlyFans? How? There's a lot of daughters out here. Like somebody's daughter out here has an OnlyFans, and their parents and family don't even know. So out of all, you're not going to sit up here and make it seem like your dad is the world's smartest detective. We're not going to do that because obviously the dude didn't even make an AI generated name. You were able to magically deduce all of this Sherlock and found out that it was your stepfather. Even though again, I beg the question: how did he know that you had OnlyFans? Like I said, people gotta look at the plots. People gotta look at this, because sometimes in a lot of these stories, the victim is actually the villain, and that's what I'm getting directly from this story. She has the face of playing the victim, but actually being the villain at the exact same time. Like I said, it's crazy. Gail said the name Stepdad Package is disgusting. That's what I'm saying. She's playing off of quote unquote what happened. Like I said, if you were really disgusted, if you were really like, yo, I can't do this no more, then you would have been done. But like I said, money speaks, money talks. She's about money. She's about money. Trust me, I done seen everything on her Twitter. I done seen everything directly on her Twitter. And that's exactly why you're not going to see that here, because YouTube would have been like, yo, Seji, doo-doo. He would have pressed the nuke button on there. Let me tell you something. They would have hit a hot nuke. Hot nuke. Now, if this was Kick, easily we could sit up there and start going through a lot of different things. Because I wouldn't care. It's whatever it is. But obviously, we're not on Kick at this moment in time. We're Clear Cut on YouTube. Also, if you care to, find some of these stories in a single video format, you can clearly go directly over to the Seji Zone, and you can find a lot of these stories coming up throughout the week in a single video format. So, just in case if you're not able to catch the live stream, don't really want to try to go back through the live stream, single video format is also offered on the third platform, just to let people know. Gail said her and her mammy will forever have underlying tension, distrust, sad, but then again, clear people don't have souls. So, hey, like I said before, in a lot of these cases, everybody in the family is in on it. So, like I said, like I said, that's all I'm saying. That's, it's quite weird. Quite weird. So now we got this, right? So before we get into this story, I'm going to let y'all hear the IG video first, right? I'm gonna let y'all hear the IG video first, so that people will get an understanding of why I'm about to say some of the things that I'm about to say. Even though it's going to sound a little bit insensitive, it is what it is. Also want to give a shout out to Miss Tonda, and also Nakia at night, because she has the video directly up on her IG. So let's go directly over to that.
And you know that you have an STD, then you need to inform people of that. Because when you don't, and you infect that person, you are changing their life forever, and they are making a decision that they do not know. Like, this shit is going to change the rest of my life. And there's nothing I can do. And I'm embarrassed. And I'm humiliated, and I feel so stupid. I feel so stupid for letting someone take advantage of me in a moment of weakness. But I did not consent to this. And I'm going to get justice for myself. Because there have been so many times in my life where I haven't. And this is not fair. And I refuse to let anybody else feel like this if I can help it. If you are sexually active and you know that you have an STD, then you need to inform people of that. Because when you don't, and you infect that person, you are changing their life forever, and they are making a decision that they do not know. Like, this shit is going to change the rest of my life. And there's nothing I can do. And I'm embarrassed. And I'm humiliated, and I feel so stupid. I feel so stupid for letting someone take advantage of me in a moment of weakness. But I did not consent to this. And I'm going to get justice for myself. Because there have been so many times in my life where I haven't. And this is not fair. And I refuse to let anybody else feel like this if I can help it. If you are sexually active and you know that you have an STD.
All right, so we were, yo, Lamiko, what is up? What is up? What is up? What is up? Now, let me just let y'all know something, right? So, now some people might sit up there and say that this is a pretty sad story, right? You got this woman here with her tattoos, and she's on social media and she's crying because she met a guy and she ended up getting infected with an STD. Right? It is pretty, it's pretty sad when stuff like that happens. Again, I covered just a few stories about that of you know real victims, directly out there. Now, this is where I have to start talking differently. Um, so on the one main picture that I have directly up there for y'all. Let me see if I can actually go to this. One woman is basically defending, right? No problem. She said, "This is the same woman y'all keep bashing for breastfeeding in public. Some of y'all's mamas really hated y'all, and it shows." I had to also blur out the picture because it's an image of her breastfeeding her child, right? And she said it really shows. We're sorry that they couldn't afford to delete you. Let people live, right? And the other one that she had underneath, she said, y'all literally went to her TikTok, then to her Instagram, then back. Hold on, let me try to move this up so I can read it. Then back on Twitter to make up a narrative about the baby and her OF. I love all of these breastfeeding mamas, so believe what y'all want to believe. We're good over here, right? And this is why I have the title that this OF mother caught an STI or STD, however you want to put it, by, and I did say by, having unprotected sex. I put by directly in there because she is a OnlyFans content creator. Now, the reason why I don't feel sorry in this situation directly for her is because, as I stated before, when you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes, right? This is a stupid prize that she won. This is a booby prize that she cannot give back. Now, again, some people might feel that I'm a little bit insensitive, which is completely cool, but I'm going to let you know. I spent about a good maybe 15 plus minutes going through all of the social media that she had listed. This woman is supposed to be a breastfeeding advocate. She even has a YouTube channel where she is breastfeeding her child. And let me just make y'all understand something. Now, usually when somebody is an advocate, they're out there trying to teach, they're out there trying to inform, educate people. When I went directly on her YouTube, it is her on a beach towel, on a beach or by a poolside, and you see her child breastfeeding, right? No problem, it's cool. Everything is hanging out. So after the child is pretty much done, she's just pretty much sitting there. And I'm like, shouldn't you be wrapping it up then? But I'm like, they allow this on YouTube though. And y'all wonder why I got a problem with a lot of stuff, because a lot of stuff needs to get called out. Because again, I don't really look at a lot of these women out here when they tell these stories. I can't look at, aw, you're hurting my feelings. I got you, no problem, my buddy. No problem. You can still be here though. But you're gonna be sitting in the background, so you're gonna have to like relog in to your other Google accounts. If you actually cared about what was going on in the world, then you'll be clear cut on other channels. But you're here, so have fun with that. Come back here, and we can try this again. So she sat up here and basically used her child, going through all of her content. There was a lot of women who were actually opposed to what it is that she was doing and calling her out. They were like, yo, if you look further enough in her content, she uses her child in order to promote this. And what I mean by that is, when you look at some of the content that she has, directly up there, like, so, her Twitter, her YouTube, her IG, she will show lactation, meaning that she will basically, make herself, lactate by grabbing, a nipple. Right now, again, that has nothing to do with education on breastfeeding, trying to bring awareness to, mothers breastfeeding in public and all this other type of stuff and yada, 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 whatever it is that people want to sit up there and state. Because the same exact thing that she did there in those videos as her child was breastfeeding, she did the exact same thing in a lot of her videos where she is also solo doing things. There's also a video that she got on IG, right? Where she's doing the exact same thing, but you see her in a type of position and she is squirting the milk directly at the screen as if it's technically something else, but it's not, right? So like I said before, she knows the audience that she has. She knows who it is that she is catering to, and she knows how it is that she's able to do two things at once and make it seem like it's this holier than thou, type of deal, and it's not. Again, all of this woman's social media content is sexual. It has to do with her being naked. It has to do with her being in some type of sexual position, or it has to do with her being with another person doing things that you can clear cut see on Twitter. You can see the whole interactions basically happening. On all of these other websites that I ain't going to list here, you can see all of those actions clearly being committed. She also has videos directly up there on Facebook. I think at one point it might have been on IG, where she's sitting in technically a nightie, but you can clear cut see that she is not wearing any underwear, and you can tell that she got a piercing. Like, yo, like I said before, this is why I can't sit up there and believe every single story that a woman basically puts out there. And again, I'm going to state allegedly. The guy that was shown in the video gave her this, because I don't know that dude from a can of paint. He didn't come out and basically speak his side or his story. Like I said, I don't know the guy. But she's claiming that the picture of the guy that you saw in the video, that's the person that gave her an STI or an STD, allegedly. But I'm going to reiterate this again, and I'm going to go a bit deeper. When I researched and looked at the material that she had directly up there on IG and many other places, she was already having unprotected relations with other men. So I'm just trying to figure out, how is it that you know that you specifically got it from this guy? Because you got 2 to 3 other guys that you got videos with that you were doing stuff with. Actually, it's more than just those videos, but she has other videos up there. But all I'm saying is, she was having consensual sex unprotected with a lot of guys dealing with the content that she does. So when I sit up there and look at her and I see her crying, I'm like, yeah, I bet this is heartbreaking, because now you can't sit up there and do the same content that you normally do. You can't go out here and do OnlyFans and have unprotected relations with these guys and sit up there and make content. Like I said, when was the last time any of y'all got an STI check? Like I said, when I look on her social media, because again, she is talking about being provocative and all this other type of stuff, breastfeeding, yada, yada. You don't hear her talking about all of this safety. You don't hear her talking about all of this concern. And again, her content involves her with another person who is a man, and she's sitting up here having unprotected relations. So how do we specifically know that you ended up getting herpes from this so-called guy? Right? How do we know? How do we know? Like I said, that's why people got to do research. That's why people got to critically think, because a lot of women will roll up out here and they'll hurry up and cry victim and portray themselves as a certain, in a certain type of light, just to get all of this, type of stuff, right? But then people not knowing that, this might not be who this person, how they're portraying themselves. This might not actually be who they are, right? Like I said, the whole thing is crazy. Like I said, it's sad that she ended up getting an STD. It's sad. But when you go out here in these streets and you sleep unprotected, and as she stated, she met the supposed guy off of like Tinder or some online site. Again, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? And again, to any women basically defending this woman online, why are you defending a woman that's sitting up there using her child as a way to lead men into her OF content, into her adult content? Like, that's crazy to me. Like, when I looked at her TikTok, again, when I looked at her Twitter, when I looked at her IG, I didn't see nothing educational. I didn't learn nothing. All I learned is that she likes to sexualize herself, that she likes to dress provocatively and stuff that's barely there. Like I said, some of the stuff that she's in, you can clear cut see like nipples and everything. I'm like, bro, like there's like no terms of services. Like, y'all just allowing this direct, like this is what we're doing. But like I said before, I guess that's supposed to be educational. I guess that's supposed to bring awareness, like a woman in a wet t-shirt. I guess that's, this mother is supposed to bring awareness to breastfeeding that way. That's supposed to educate men on what it is. Like I said, this is nonsensical and crazy. Like, what needs to happen is the guy, whoever that guy is, that she flashes image up there, he needs to come out and basically speak. If the case is that, you did sit up there, you need to sit up there and still come out there and say something. You need to come out there and say something. If the case is that you didn't, again, you need to come out and say something. Because the other guys that I seen her have like videos with, I'm like, bro, you was doing a lot of stuff. It was Gawk Gawk 3000. You was there. Like I said before, and everything was unprotected. So again, how do you 100% know that this one guy that you met gave it to you? You could have basically been had it and not even known. And then something just be like, all right, now you got symptoms. Like I said, that's 1,000% crazy. That is 1,000% crazy. I can't wait for more information about this story to potentially come out. Because again, the woman, she does have a large following base. And the funniest thing is, when I looked on her IG page, so the video that I showed you from Nakia at Night, right? She has the video, I guess it was on one of her social media platforms. I went through her Twitter, didn't see that video. I went through her IG, I didn't see that video. I went through her YouTube, didn't see that video. On all of her social media platforms, did not see the video that you were able to see off of IG. And I'm like, so if you are trying to make people aware, right? If you're really trying to advocate for something, right? You say that you're an advocate for women and breastfeeding and stuff. You should sit up there and really try to advocate this. Right? That video where she was sitting up there crying, you need to sit up there and have that video everywhere to let people know what specifically took place. But also, again, like I said before, you also got to let people know that when you do a lot of your OnlyFans content, like, you're doing this unprotected. Like I said, I get tired of people always trying to portray themselves as the victim, but yet you're just as much at fault. Like, if the dude did it, yeah, he dirty for sitting up there doing that. You shouldn't be going out here having unprotected relations and you got an ST. You shouldn't be doing that. Stay by yourself. Stay in a corner. Or go to some websites or some meetup groups with people who got the same thing that you got so that everything is all good. Go do that. And they have websites for that. They got apps for that. All of that. Right? But yet, a lot of people who end up having like STDs and stuff, they still want to mess with ordinary people. They want to mess with people who ain't never had nothing. And for me, that's crazy. I'm like, yo, you need to stay by yourself, like in a corner somewhere. You need to go relax. You need to go rest. Sit down. Several seats for a hot 99 years. Just sit down there and relax. Stop moving. Because obviously you ain't learned from the first move that you did, so you need to stop. And like I said before, when I looked through her TikTok and everything else, she's still continuing to do the exact same things. Right? She's still going out there, doing the whole provocative thing, still doing the sexual thing and all that other type of stuff. So, like I said, I don't know what to tell people. I just know that, it looks a bit weird. That's the best way I can sit up there and put it. That it looks a bit weird. How this is transpiring and taking place. And the other thing, let me see if I can actually highlight it real quick. I'm just going to take a snapshot directly of it, because I gotta kind of second guess if I want to put the whole thing up there with the video. But this is dealing with Brickgate. I'm not sure if you guys remember what Brickgate is, but I'm going to sit up there and give you a handy dandy reminder, right? Brickgate basically was when Rhonda Osman, right? She came through and stated that, these black men basically, didn't, try to help me, right? They just allowed something to transpire, right? Let me see if I can pull up Brickgate for y'all real quick. Let me see. Yeah. So this is Brickgate, right? Let me go by it on the screen real quick. So this is just a quick refresher. So you got Rhonda, or Roa Bashi, that's her other name that she goes by online. She had, the different GoFundMes directly up there, throughout various years and whatnot or whatever, right? And you had a doctor, at the time that was also stating, going along with the whole story, that, hey, these black men, or whatnot, whatever, decided to do, XYZ, right? But yet nobody really had 100% proof on what it is that was taking place, what it was that really transpired. And again, this is why I showed you guys the video before where the two guys that she said, like, yo, look at all these black men around and they just watched me get hit in the face with a brick and yada, yada, yada. They didn't do nothing. They didn't try to stop nothing, right? I've seen other videos out there where a woman stated that the brick lady, she got into an altercation with other women. It wasn't men, it was other women, right? But the guys basically stated that they called two guys that were there. They said that they called police. They said that they stayed there when the police came to give a report, right? And that somebody around there basically got a video of it. For whatever reason, magically, she didn't get a video of it because she didn't stay there in order for the police report to be done from her side. So you got eyewitnesses giving their testimony, giving their statements directly to the cops. But yet she didn't stay there to do that exact same thing, which is completely crazy and nonsensical to me. Seeing the fact is that you're stating that you are a victim and that a random black guy decided to roll up to you and hit you in the face with a brick, right? So all of social media went into a whole tizzy. You had people on, either side of the fence, either defending her, or you got people that were like me that were questioning stuff, right? So you got people still on TikTok with a whole bunch of videos defending this woman, talking about, hey, we got this police report. Hey, we got this medical here and this, that, and the third. What about all of this and yada, 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 right? So then we come directly to a brand new month and we're looking, let me go back to the image. And we're looking at this. The two images that you see are of the exact same woman. Right? So it looked like she done had some stuff done. You see she got brand new hair. She might have also had some other modifications, potentially done as well. And in the video that is on the side, that's directly in the middle, right, where it says Row Reports, and that is her actual, IG. It basically states Oh, give me one second. There we go. It basically states that she was outside, right? She went to a strip club. You saw her with like some racks, right? She had, some nice stacks of money, directly in her hand. She said, "We outside," and all this other type of stuff. You saw her getting brand new tattoos directly, on her hands, right? And then you see her going to some nice 5-star restaurants, right? She's even wearing, some nice jewelry, right there. I'm not sure if that might be, diamond encrusted or whatnot, but she got some nice stuff on right now. And I'm just like, it's looking a little bit suspicious, because there's been some women out there that have also questioned and been on her neck when it deals with what it is that she stated. Because when she went into this whole thing, she was like, "Oh, black men this and black men that," and all this other type of stuff, right? And she was stating that she was at this certain type of club. But when you listen to some of the people that are at the club, they didn't sound Black American, right? But yet everybody went into the whole thing talking about black men this and black men that all over social media, right? But then as the plot thickens and as time basically went by, people are like, okay, so Houston got all of these cameras and they can pretty much, find a criminal. Where was the actual guy? What's going on? Because nobody's getting any type of answers. We just, black women just automatically donated money because off of the whole emotional spectrum, it's like, oh my God, look at what these black men are out here doing. They hurt one of our sisters. We're going to sit up there and throw a whole bunch of money directly at her. So she like almost close to like 50K or whatever. And that was the greater majority from black women. But black men were trying to sit up there and tell people like, yo, hey, you might not want to, you might just want to critically, think. You might just want to, look at this from a different view, because it might not really be what it seems. Because in some other videos, this was not the first time that this has happened. There was some videos for some years ago where she was sitting up here stating that she got into another altercation with a man or two, and they sat up there and was swinging on her. She didn't state that they were black, but she said that those men or that man was swinging on her. And she got on TikTok and she was showing her face and all this other type of stuff. And I'm like, so nobody's finding this suspicious. But even when people, especially men, black men, brought that up, you had a whole army out there talking about, oh, here y'all go again. Y'all want to sit up there and not defend black women. You're always trying to sit up there and say this, that, and the third, and all this other type of stuff, right? And I'm pretty sure somebody out there started trying to type in, but like, oh, black men and, the black femicide rate and, black women sitting up there this and that, and we're not safe around you and all this other type of stuff. They were really pushing that narrative around this whole thing when she came out with her story. You even got some women online that were sitting up there stating that, like, they seen, black eyes and injuries, stay for a lot longer. And remember, this woman on the same side that you see right now, she got hit with a brick. She said that she got flat out hit with a brick. But yet she did not falter. She did not fall. She did not go down. Nowhere on her face did you see any dirt from any type of brick, no type of powder, no type of cuts, no type of bruises, no type of nothing. Even on, because I'm going to sit up there and tell you, you're not going to tell me that this woman got hit with a brick and she didn't hit that floor. Too many times I done seen dudes in too many videos on Twitter, they get hit directly in their face, like the temple area, the chin, or somewhere near the ear. Them boys are down. They are out. The clock has been clocked out. And they are on that ground. Their face is dirty. Their clothes are dirtied. You can tell that something basically went down and happened. But when you sit up there and see her video, you don't see nothing. All you see is this quote unquote swelling. Now, again, you never got a chance to see her face when she was in a club because she was wearing this type of cat suit that had a mask on. And like somebody else stated, normally in Texas, it's very hot. So it's like you're coming to a club that's already hot. We all know that clubs don't really got good air conditioning, fans or whatever it is. So she's coming to a club with like this cat suit or whatever on, and she got a mask on. I'm like, that's a little bit suspicious. I'm like, we don't even know how your face was looking without the mask. So how do we know that this wasn't already there? And then you went outside, had some supposed disagreement, argument, or whatever it was, and then magically the mask comes off, and then you in the hysterics or whatever it is, and it's like, wow. So it's like, it's crazy. Abdullah said a lot of YouTubers was fooled also, but in no video you saw any blood or broken skin or stitches. Like, dude, the craziest thing is like, there was a story out there of a dude that got hit with a brick. Like the dude legitimately got hit with a brick. You saw cuts all on this dude's face. You saw all types of, bruising, swelling, bleeding. And that was a man. So if we're going by the logic that men are stronger than women, you mean to tell me that this woman ain't have nothing? Again, like I said, I'm just critically thinking. I'm not saying that I have all the answers. I'm not saying that I'm 100% correct on anything, but I'm saying that all of this stuff looks really suspicious. Now, all of a sudden, like when she got like a brand new wig on, she got makeup, she got all this nice jewelry on and all this other type of stuff. She's sitting up there hitting strip clubs, doing handstands, making it clap, and she's showing up with stacks and racks. And I'm like, nobody find that suspicious? Nobody finds that suspicious. You already went to one club and got into a fight. You're going to decide to go right back out here and tempt fate? I guess. Abdullah said no sutures or band-aids. Quan said, I don't recall the YouTube channel, but it was stated that a man was bragging about hitting her and he was facing possible charges. This is the thing. I can't say if what you're saying is wrong or right. The only thing I can state is that when I've looked at the variety of YouTube channels, both men and women, the advocates did not have especially like the people on TikTok. I didn't see anybody post a video of a man basically bragging like, yeah, I did this XYZ and all this other type of stuff and yada, 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 right? Didn't see none of that. What they did sit up there and post is the same video of her basically getting hit. And then they posted, the quote unquote, the medical records, the quote unquote police report, and, all this other type of stuff. Right. Which is cool. Like I said, they are, defending somebody who they feel appears to be an innocent bystander, appears to be a victim. No problem with that. But I'm just simply questioning all of this because it looks real suspicious. Because again, you've had women out here that have stepped up to the plate and they be like, yo, I don't really believe you. We need more proof. Because again, didn't we just have who was that girl? Carly Russell? Wasn't she a supposed victim? Didn't she sit up there and tell people like, yo, I was kidnapped, all this other type of stuff, and she had the whole state looking out for her? Everybody on social media was looking out for her, and then everybody ended up looking like Boo Boo the Fool because she sat up there and lied? Didn't we have some other women out there basically lie about their whereabouts or what it is that happened to them? We've had over the last 10 plus, we've had a nice amount of women lying about all types of things when it comes to quote unquote them being harmed. It doesn't matter if it's them being kidnapped. It doesn't matter if it's them being harmed. It doesn't matter if it's them quote unquote being assaulted. Because magically when all the proof comes out, all of these people that advocated for these women, when it shows that they were lying, they ain't nowhere to be seen. So it's like, realistically, how much do people actually care? Because it's all good and great when the facts, point in the direction of everything she's saying is right. But when it comes out that these women are basically lying, none of these people come out and say like, you know what? I apologize. I'm sorry. I was incorrect. I was wrong. Like I said, whenever somebody portrays a black man to basically have done something, there's a lynch mob that comes up that be like, yo, yeah, black man this and black man that. I got this one experience. I know somebody had this other experience. I done seen this experience. So basically, because of these women knowing of or having these experiences, now they incorporate that to generalize all black men and young black boys as being demons, as being quote unquote, as some would say, spawns of Satan. Right? And I had to cut back on that before, because I'm like, if you're saying that black men are spawns of Satan, who are they born from? That would basically mean that they're born from the devil itself, which would be a black woman. So it's like, like I told people before, the stuff that people happen to say, it sounds great on paper. And sometimes if you have a certain following, it might sound great great out loud. But once people actually sit up there and break that down and look at it and really analyze it, it really, people will find out how stupid it really is. You can't sit up there and call black men demons and a spawn of Satan if they are birthed, if they come from the womb of a black woman. So that would make the black woman a devil. Like I said, but you can't tell a lot of people that, because black men are the problem, and they just want to make sure to, put black men out there in a negative light. Like I said, it's crazy. Hollywood, what is up? What is up? Astor Barber said, I agree with you, Mr. Hito. I see you. Hollywood said, it would have been more damage to the face. Abdullah said, if a guy did the same act, it's called fraud, a class 4 felony in most states. I did not know that was a class 4. Did not know that. Abdullah said, if a guy lies and plays the victim and people find out later that it was used to solicit money, by definition, that's financial fraud. Oh yeah, people are going to sit up there and go after that man. Let me just tell you this. None of these people on TikTok, let me just make sure I say this very clear. If it comes out, because I'm just critically looking at the situation from my point of view. If it comes out at any point in time, this year, the future, or whatever it is, that this woman completely lied and frauded people out of their money, none of these people on TikTok are going to say anything. None of these advocates are going to come out there and say anything. They're not going to advocate for the people getting back the money and trying to find a way to get the money back into the hands of the people. They're not going to be doing none of that. They're more than likely actually probably going to be silent, and they'll probably silently delete a lot of those videos where they were advocating for a said person. Because like I said before, a lot of people don't know how to admit when they are wrong about something. Especially when it could inevitably be detrimental to black men as a whole. Because this situation right here, because again, let me just reiterate to people, during that time frame, nobody was really, talking about this old black men and black women. It wasn't even really, that deep. Like it was kind of breathing. But then when this came up, and the way that she decided to portray this and say that, this was, black men, everybody flew with it. Blog sites, everybody flew with it. And I'm like, wow, it's that easy. It's that easy to just literally demonize black men so simply. But yet I done covered a lot of stories where you got black women who are mothers that neglect their children. But yet you don't see blog sites trying to run with those stories, and you don't see women in the comment section trying to sit up there and say, oh, these black women, this and that and all this. You don't see that happening. You don't see none of that happening. Ain't nobody trying to sit up there and push it that far. Ain't nobody trying to move the needle to that side. But like I said, when it's black men, it's cool to sit up there and generalize. When it deals with black women doing something negative, oh, it's just that one. She don't account for all of us. It's just that one. Like I said, it's crazy, man. It is crazy. But like I told you before, I'm an equal opportunist. If people are fine with just completely generalizing and demonizing black men, I'm all for it when it comes to black women. I'm directly all for it. Because like I said before, people, there got to be some checks and balances in here. If not, we might as well make this the OK Corral, the Wild Wild West. Everybody throwing shots. You might as well just do that. Like I said, ain't nobody a victim because everybody at war. Everybody's sitting up there fighting. Everybody out here shooting. So ain't nobody no victims. Because everybody is partaking in the exact same thing. Like I said, that's crazy to me. I don't got no time for that. You're not about to be sitting up here trying to demonize and play the victim when you are, realistically a perpetrator. You might be fraudulently lying. Like I said, I don't got time for that. Do not got time for that at all. I do not. Mm-mm. Yeah, like I said, a lot of these stories out here, they are 100% crazy. Quan said that is true. I hate the propaganda that our sister and brethren are down for each other. Yeah, and it's like, the funniest thing is I've sat up there and covered statistics, and I've showcased, you know, every now and again I've showcased, positive videos if it deals with black women or if it deals with black men or young black boys, young black girls, different stuff like that. And I've also showcased some videos of, of black love. But again, the thing that I've learned about social media is that realistically, what people ask for is not realistically what they want. Because realistically, a lot of people don't know what it is that they want. Because if they did, they would have actually found their significant other, right? They would have found that perfect job, right? So you have a lot of people out here that talk a very great game, when it comes to, a lot of stuff. They were like, oh, we want more people to sit up there and talk, positively about, black women and look at us, a certain type of way. Cool, fine. So then, you would have, black men that would do that. They would cater directly to that. But then when you have black men that would cater directly to that, they don't get no type of attention. They're not getting no type of looks. They're not getting no type of likes. You don't see women really going out there to, 100,000 deep to sit up there and share those posts, that profile, and that photo. They're not doing none of that. Like I said, it's a lot of people out here that talk a very great game, but they don't mean none of the shit that they really be talking about. The real shit that they want to see is the negative. So when you see, a lot of people out here on these Twitter and IG streets where they're like, yo, I'm tired of black women, being looked at in a certain type of way. Always remember that for black men, we've always sat up there and tried to cater to the needs of black women. We've tried to, like, however black women wanted to be seen, we did that. Black women, wanted to be deemed as sexy, as elegant, as classy. We've showcased. We've shown that. So it doesn't matter if a dude has an IG page solely dedicated to black women. I've seen a lot of IG pages where dudes have like classy, sophisticated pictures of black women. The women are graduating, or they might be getting dressed up to go on a night out, or whatever it is, right? Might be going to an opera or a ball somewhere, looking great, right? And then some other times, black women be like, yo, we want to be, seen as like as sex. We really want to be, like wanted and desired. So then you'll have guys specifically make pages directly for that. But again, when guys do that, then it'll transform into the whole thing of like, oh, why do y'all always got to sexualize us? Why do we always got to be seen in a sexual type of manner as if we're some type of property and or an object? Why do you always have to showcase and highlight our bodies like this? So then when we stop doing that, and then we decide, like, all right, you don't want to sexualize us, so we'll keep you in this one box as the elegant, the classy, the queen, and all this. We'll just keep you there, and then we'll just, push all of that, desiring sexual type of stuff. We'll just look at other women like that, right? We'll highlight that with other women. So then when we do that, right? Again, we're listening. Now what's the problem? It's like, oh, why are you sitting up there looking at these women, like that, and with them wearing bikinis? Like, do you not like black women? Do you not this, that, and the third, and all this other? Like again, it's like people talk a very great game. But again, when you decide to cater to the things that people state that they want, they don't know realistically what it is that they want. So, like that's what I've learned. I've looked on Twitter, I've looked on TikTok, I've looked on IG. Like I said, a lot of women state that, hey, I don't want to be sexualized, I don't want to be this, I don't want to be that. But yet you go through their IG and they're in a bikini. They're taking like photos, like backshot photos. They're taking, photos with their legs spread, or all this other type of stuff, or them kissing another woman, or all this other. I'm like, but you said that you didn't want us to like look at you in that type of light. Like like I said, it's it's a very confusing realm directly out here. It's not confusing once you like understand it, but it's a very mixed messaged field type of area, right? So again, I just want to re-highlight for some of those that just might have come directly back in here. First story that we had here was a mega church pastor that inevitably gave a woman back in 2018 herpes, and she sued him, and she is $2.4 million richer in her bank account. But again, as I stated before, there are no victims here. Um, the pastor deserved, what it is that took place, because he decided to go out here knowing the fact of his status. And again, it's going to sound harsh, but when you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. She too deserved what it is that she got because she took a very stupid leap as a woman, going out here unprotected, just talking to a random guy on Facebook, meeting up with him and having unprotected sex with him. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. So like I said, she won that battle. She got that 2.4, but now she got a war in front of her. Because you can have all of that money, but how is those dates going to go? How is finding that significant other going to go? How is going to be, finding that potential husband going to go? How is that going to work out for you? Because you're going to inevitably have to tell these guys that, yo, you have herpes. Because then they have to sit up there and make up their mind on if they want to continue potentially still trying to get to know you, or if they're just going to cut their loss and be like, hey, this ain't for me. This is too much to deal with. And the thing that I've learned online is that you'll have women out here that will be going through some of these things, and they will try to stalemate or stall the guy. So they'll try to basically have the guy for, a certain amount of time. They'll try to have the guy get invested, emotionally. They won't do anything physical, but they will try to have the guy so emotionally wrapped up that when they tell him, the guy is going to, in a sense, feel guilty or feel wrong for not accepting the woman and everything that comes with her. Like I said, it's some very jacked up things directly out here that I want people to understand, and I want people to be very clear with. Like I said, I'm not looking at anybody here as a victim at all. Both individuals, both the pastor and the woman that he met off Facebook, consenting adults to an extent, and this is inevitably what happened. He took his L, losing $2.4 million. She took her L, where now she has a forever virus, and it's going to be pretty hard for her to go out there and get dates. Next story directly out there is roughly within the same vein. It just dealt with a janitor who decided that he wanted to put his male genitalia all over the waters and the drinking bottles of the 14 women directly there. Now, I got 13 directly up there, but later in the article, it also stated it's a clear-cut 14 that have been affected. All of those women at that workplace that janitor did that to, they're all infected with herpes. Because he decided. Now, again, I'm going to reiterate, when it deals with the story, the women here, these were the only victims. This unknowingly happened to them. They don't know his status. He decided that he just wanted to do this out of whatever reason. And he infected 14 women. Peeing in a bottle, rubbing his genitals all over like the water bottles and their personal bottles as well. Like I said, people like this need to be thrown directly in prison. There needs to be a registry for people like this who maliciously go out here knowing the fact that they might have AIDS, HIV, chlamydia, gonorrhea, whatever it is, herpes, whatever it is that they got. If they're maliciously going out there trying to infect another person using, their body as a weapon, they need to be charged. They need to be thrown away in prison. And there needs to be a list made. That's all I'm saying. That is all I'm saying. The other story, which is the stepdad story, again, you got the girl here who is a OF creator. She is of the top 2%, basically meaning she is bringing in $600K with her OF account. And she somehow had this this great inkling that her stepfather was one of the ones that was subscribed to her OF. So she did her Batman detective work, being Dick Grayson, and she deduced that it was him. He later admitted to it. She told her mom. The mom said that she's supposed to be getting a divorce, and the woman that you see here, who was the OF creator, was basic. She's also 25. She stated that, oh, I'm not sure if I'm going to continue on basically creating this content. But lo and behold, she decided that she wanted to name some of the content stepfather, right? And when she leaves messages on Twitter, she's using the whole terminology of daddy, right? October 5th, using the terminology daddy there. October 12th, again, daddy. Going to October 12th again, right? I caught my stepdad scrolling on my OnlyFans feed. What better than the real thing, right? So again, playing into that whole area of stepfather, stepdaughter. So again, how offended were you when you found this out? How did that really affect you? Right? Because at the end of the day, this is, like I said before, this is why it takes me some time to do some of these videos. Or, well, if I had this in a single format, this is why it takes me so much time, because you're trying to go through and find so much information. You're trying to do as much research as possible to basically prove the point, right? Again, she said, again, using the terminology daddy, right? Again, September 24th, stepdad roleplay part 1 and 2 on my page. But again, the article that I read to you guys earlier, she said that, it just freaked her out to find out that her stepdad was doing this. Even though she had a feeling that he was a part of her OnlyFans page, she still created content. She still did the submissions that her stepdad was asking, knowing that she had an inkling that more than likely that was him. But like I said, you see her on Twitter playing directly into this, using this to her advantage. Like I said, you got it. This is why I keep sitting up here saying I don't really see a lot of women out here as victims, because you got to really start doing the digging. You got to really start critically thinking. You can't always sit up there and believe women when they directly telling something. Because them, like I said, a lot of women out here are great liars. A lot of women are very great actresses. They can cry at the drop of a dime. They can start screaming, crying, hyperventilating, all this other type of stuff. All of these theatrics. That's an Oscar right there. That's an Emmy right there, right? But then when you break down all the information and you find out more stuff, and you start going through a lot of their content, it's like things ain't adding up. Were you really disgusted by your father, or were you potentially yourself maybe possibly turned on? Was it a thing for you? Because again, on her OF, she's selling content. She made a stepfather's package, which has all of the videos and the content that he specifically asked for, and she's selling that on her OF. Like I said, you got to question a lot of stuff. You got to question a lot of stuff directly out here. I do not see, as a 25-year-old woman, I do not see her as a victim. He is not even her biological father. He is just married to the mother. Like I said, we don't know what type of conversations that they might have had, how long this might have been specifically going on, what was happening way before she started an OF and any of these things. Because again, she would do the OF directly in the house, in her mom's house, where to my knowledge, the stepfather also lived. But again, and I'm going to reiterate again, there's a lot of daughters out here who got an OF, but none of their family know that they got it. So how specifically did your father find out that you have an OF? Like I said, it's a lot of questions. It's a lot of questions. And again, you have a lot of women out here that are very great and beautiful liars. They can tell a tale. They can sit up there and sell a fish water. They can sell a polar bear ice. They can sit up there and sell a Pope a cross. They can do a lot of wizardry out here and have the whole world believe in that lie. But like I said, this is why I tell people you gotta be away from like all the emotional stuff. You gotta think with logic. You gotta think where all of this is going, and it all has to deal with money. Again, she is a part of the 2% where she's bringing in 600K with her OF. She was never going to stop that. She was never going to stop. She's going to keep that rolling as long as she can sit up there and keep that rolling. She got a few years. And I'm going to sit up there and say it just like that, just in case people don't understand. Because a lot of these girls out here, she's 25. A lot of these girls out here don't realize that, yo, time is ticking. It's like, yo, you seem hot and whatnot or whatever at this moment in time, but there's always going to be somebody prettier, more beautiful, a better body, and younger than you. It's always going to be somebody else out there. So she only got so much time to really be doing this. So she better be saving up all of this stepdaddy money. How she's sitting up there doing, she better sit up there and sell it, because it's going to be a matter of time where all of those dudes that's on her OnlyFans, they're going to get tired. It's like, yo, you do the same stuff. You do the same content. I done seen everything. I'm going on to the next one. So like I said, she better have fun with this while she can. But like I said, it ain't really it ain't no victims here. It ain't no victims here at all. If anything, I will say what Gail has said earlier. The only person might be potentially the wife. That's it, because now the wife might be jealous of the daughter because of what took place, because her husband was basically looking at her, right? Cool Hand, yo, what is up? What is up? Cool Hand said, "What an entirely disgusting family." The mom too. I'm not disagreeing. I am not disagreeing. I am not disagreeing. And let me see. And then we got this story here, right? Where you got another OnlyFans creator who was a mother, where she specifically used lactation, breastfeeding, and her child in order to get men directly to her OnlyFans content. Let me reiterate that again. She used people who are into the whole, breastfeeding, lactation thing, and her child in order to get them to her OnlyFans content. This also revolves around the fact of, yet again, herpes, because this woman stated that she got herpes from a guy that she met on a dating app. But yet the research that I did, and I went through all of her social media, so that means that I had to go through some adult sites. I had to sit up there and go through TikToks. I had to go through IGs. I had to go through Facebooks. I had to go through YouTube and I think a few other sites. And you'll start to see on the adult side that she's having unprotected relations with a lot of the guys that she's in a video with. And the main question that I ask yet again is that how do we realistically know that she got herpes from the guy that she showed an image of? And I'm going to say allegedly he gave that to her, because I don't know the guy. He didn't specifically come out and tell his side of the story, which he does need to do. If he did give it to her, he needs to come out and say something. If he didn't give it to her, he still needs to come out and say something. Because at the end of the day, if he don't got it, but she got it, chances are very great that he has it. Because she stated that she has genital herpes, skin-to-skin contact, right? And that also means that the guys that she has done OnlyFans content with, they should go out there and get checked themselves, because they're in close proximity to her. Looking at all of her content and all of the stuff that she was doing with those guys, like I said, there could be any number of guys that gave you this because you were doing this unprotected. But like I said, for me, the most disgusting part for me is the fact of knowing that she has all of this sexualized content, even on her IG page. She got all this sexualized content, but yet she has her child directly associated with that sexual content. What I mean by that is you have all of the sexual content where you're, wearing these tight clothes, you're sitting up there shaking, you're gyrating, all this other type of stuff. You're wearing wet t-shirts or nightgowns and all this other type of stuff. But then in the other photos, you're sitting up there breastfeeding your child. In videos, you're breastfeeding your child. Like your whole breast is out, nipple out, everything. And then on TikTok, you will sit up there and have an image of, you got a video of you're breastfeeding your child on the beach. But then with the other one, you're sitting up there forcing milk directly out, which is the exact same thing that she does in her adult content. So like I said, how people can't comprehend what it is that she is doing is beyond me. It's like I said before, a lot of people don't want to see the complete obvious. A lot of people don't want to see the complete obvious. And this is why I clear cut showcased. Let me see if I can go to the picture. Let me see. See if I can highlight it. That's why I made sure, let me get that directly in there, that I highlighted those two comments, because this woman here was really body blocking for this woman in the comment section on Twitter. I'm like, bro, what do you have invested? Like, if y'all working together and stuff, I get why you're so like invested in this. I get that, because the woman, and I also want to reiterate to people as well. This is why I got this the woman's name blocked on here as well. The woman that's body blocking for this woman in both comments, she's an OF creator as well. She creates content as well. Went through all of her stuff, and I'm like, now I understand why it is that you're body blocking for her, because two peas of the same pot, birds that flock together, birds of a feather flock together, right? Like I said, all of this is completely crazy. I don't look at everybody as a victim. I can't, because too many times I've decided to believe a lot of women out here, especially with a lot of these stories where they say like, oh, men did this, men did that, men did this, men did that. And then we find out when all the evidence comes out, when the text messages, voicemail, or whatever videos that might have been secretly recorded, we find out that these women are sitting up here lying. We find out that they were just setting these dudes up just to try to sit up there and get an easy payday. But again, like I said before, if you're a woman out here and you're having unprotected relations in 2023 with multiple different types of guys, it is on you to protect yourself. You should be trying to go out there and take your partner to go get an STD checkup before y'all do anything. You should be sitting up there using, different types of, devices or whatever it is to make sure that you are protected. Like I said, it ain't going to protect you from every single thing, but if you go out there and get the STD test and you ask for very specific tests, you can at least know that, okay, this person is actually clear of relatively everything that I can think of. All right, now we can do whatever. But like I said, the stories that I looked at, these women, they weren't going out there and get these tests done. They weren't getting these checkups. Vincent said, I'm going to keep it a stack. Women who do videos are not very smart. Yeah, they not. They're not. Because like I said before, the funniest thing is when it comes to those who are in the adult industry, they get tested. These girls who do OnlyFans, they're not getting tested as frequently as people who actually do this for a living. They've been doing this for like 10, 20, 30 years. I'm talking about like some of like the famous names that people know. They get tested, and all of their stuff is public record. If you don't believe me, go look up, for the adults out there, go look up people who are in the industry and go look up their medical records. You can publicly look at every single adult film star's medical records and see how their tests have been throughout their career. Now, go out there and see if for any of these women who are on Twitter, on IG, or OnlyFans, go see if you can do the same thing with their records. Go see if you can sit up there and know if they don't got nothing. You're not going to see it. And they're going to sit up there and tell you that their information is private. They don't got to tell you their medical information. Right? But yet they're out here creating content. They're out here doing stuff with other people though, right? And they're doing it unprotected. So, hey, like I said before, I'm putting these videos out there to, let people know you better be out here protecting yourself. Stop playing Russian roulette. Like I said, people got to be like, yo, if you willing to gamble, you got to be willing to lose. And these women out here are losing. Even still to this date, I hear a lot of women on social media sitting up here always blaming dudes for the reason that women are getting STDs. Bro, at the end of the day, if a dude was dirty and he gave you something, yeah, that's a very fucked up thing. It is. Like I said, I'm not taking responsibility directly from that guy, but I for damn sure am not going to sit up here and state that women are 1,000% innocent. If you as a woman are going out here again, if you as a woman are going out here and having unprotected relations with a random guy that you don't know, yo, you the stupid. You that one. You the goofy. You the clown. That is on you. Like I said, it might sound insensitive. It might be, but it is what it is. Like I said, some of y'all must not have had fathers in your lives or men that actually cared about y'all to let y'all know that y'all playing stupid out here. Y'all acting real reckless. And you shouldn't be. Because again, the moment of time that you be reckless, if you have daughters, your daughters are going to be reckless too, because you're not going to be able to tell them nothing because they see what it is that you're doing. So any words of caution that you have, they ain't going to hear nothing. They be like, well, mom, I saw you knocking down about, 9 or so guys, back when I was 8. So how can you sit up there and tell me anything? Right? They're going to throw it right back in your face. And you're not going to have nothing to say because you can't say nothing. You can't. So, again, like I said before, a lot of these women out here like, yo, y'all need to start, taking these dudes to go get tested. You need to sit up there and start doing it. And also, I want to sit up there and break down another story as well while we're sitting up there talking about STDs and how people catching them. You got a lot of women out here that use devices, and they also might share those same devices with other women. There was a story I think I covered not too long ago where a woman ended up catching an STD because her friend sat up there and unknowingly had used her device and she didn't even know it. And she ended up catching something because of her friend. So like I said before, these things ain't just happening by way of men. Also, let me make this very specific because there's a lot of women out here that are specifically on the DL as well. There's a lot of women out here that be taking these girls trips where it be all these women and they be doing stuff together. They'll play the game like they straight, but when they on these trips, they're trisexual. They're bisexual. They're anisexual. So I also want to reiterate to people that when women be sitting up there taking these girls trips, ain't none of these women using protection. Nobody's using no type of like dental dams or contraceptives. Nobody using no saran wrap or nothing like that. They up here swapping and sharing toys, swapping bodies and all this other type of stuff. So like I said before, if we gonna be real about how people are sitting up there catching stuff, we need to actually be real about how people are catching stuff. And it only seems that people want to point towards men when it comes to people catching STDs, but nobody really wants to sit up there and talk about the elephant in the room, which is women being with other women, even though they portray themselves as being straight or being in a quote unquote heterosexual relationship. But yet you taking girls trips and you sitting up there with your quote unquote girlfriend or whatever, your best friend, and y'all doing all of this scissoring and all this other type of stuff. So like I said, I'm just saying, I'm putting all this out there as a clear-cut warning to a lot of people to just wrap it up. It's dangerous out here. Whatever times that you came from, these are not those times. You got to sit up there and worry about yourself. You got to have yourself out there for your own best interest because at the end of the day, only you can protect you. Don't nobody else care about you. Don't nobody else care about you. So if you don't care about yourself, if you're not going to protect yourself, why would you as a woman then think that somebody else is going to do it for you? That's just 100% being stupid. Again, if at any point in time I had a daughter, I would tell her the exact same things. I will tell her the exact same things. Like I said, I know that there are both good men out here and there are bad men out here. But at the end of the day, you as a young woman, you got to look out for yourself. You can't expect any of these men to care more for you than you can do for yourself, to respect you more than you can respect yourself, to value yourself more than you can value yourself, and to protect you better than you can protect yourself. You can't expect that from somebody else. Because also at the end of the day, if you don't love and respect yourself, why would you expect somebody else to sit up there and do it? Because I hear a lot of these women online sitting up there crying, talking about, I got an STD and all this. Sweetheart, you got an STD because you didn't love yourself enough to protect yourself. So because you wanted to sit up there and let the whole world in, this is what happens when you just allow the whole world in. Don't nobody care about you. It is what it is. It's a hit and run, and they on to the next one. And now you're a statistic. But, you know, it is what it is. So again, hopefully, you know, for a lot of those women out there, if you got daughters and whatnot or whatever, you know, educate them. Make sure your daughters are better than you. Because a lot of us as adults, we have, you know, missed a lot of stray bullets. we have missed a lot of situations that could have been, you know, something else vastly different. And we are blessed to be on the clear cut other side. Some people are not. So like I said, as a parent, as a guardian, your main thing is to make sure that your kids are better than you. I sat up there and already had a conversation before, you know? And, you know, if you are a parent or a guardian worth your salt, at the end of the day, you want your child to be better than you. You want them to make every decision better than you did. You want them to walk through this world better than you did. You want them to have a better understanding of this world better than you did. You want them to sit up there and foresee the obstacles and the mistakes that you didn't. You want every single facet of their life to be way much better so that they don't have to go through any of the things that you specifically had to go through as a parent. So like I said, if you actually care about your daughters, if you care about a lot of your friends directly out here, as a woman, you need to go out there and have these conversations with a lot of these women, because I'm seeing too many women out here on social media being reckless and then turn around once they get caught up, they want to blame a man. Like I said, start putting accountability on your female friends. Yes, if a dude infected them, yeah, he's wrong. That's a very fucked up thing. But again, put accountability on your friend. It might be a little bit difficult. You might have to sit up there and wait a little bit of time, but you have to make sure to let them know that, yo, you shouldn't be out here you know, jumping from pole to pole to pole and you know, not checking to see if everything is clean. Even if everything is clean, you still should not be taking a risk in doing something unprotected, right? But that's it on my rant. We've been here for about almost close to an hour and 50 minutes. But much love and respect and appreciation to everybody that's here. That was you know, listening to me, you know, talk at this moment in time. You know, like I said, I love you guys a lot. I appreciate you guys a lot. And you know, shout out to anybody, you know, who might have bought a t-shirt, part of the Patreon, donated to the Cash App, to PayPal. Again, I appreciate you guys for everything that you do, seen and unseen. And you know, no matter what happens in life, always understand and know that you got somebody here, you know, that appreciates you. You know, maybe you might not hear it enough, you know, in your life every single day, but you got somebody here that appreciates you, you know, and everything that you do. You know, and again, shout out, you know, to you for, you know, everything that you do. Make sure to, you know, take out time to, you know, love yourself, to gain more knowledge of yourself, to be a better you than what you were yesterday. Make sure to, you know, take care of your energy. You know, make sure to just make sure your head is on straight. So that's it for this live stream. Again, shout out and thanks to everybody that was in attendance. You know, a lot of the stories that you were able to hear, I will have those as single story content on the third channel. The link to the third channel is found directly underneath the video description. And the name of the channel is as stated in front of you, which is the Seji Zone. So again, if you have not found it yet, go over there and, you know, subscribe, you know, happen to look at some videos if you want. And, you know, we'll make it do what it do. But as always, peace, love, and I will see you guys on the next live stream.